Let's go. We haven't done that intro in a while.
This shit gets me hyped up, man. Doom, 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 doom. Gotta get the vibes going, man. But we got our guy Ronald in here. You know what it is. It's Triumphant Thursday. It's time to cash. It's time to stack up some victories here. Ronald, what's up with you, my brother? How you doing over there? Everything cool with you?
Yeah, man, I'm good. I still got that lingering cough. We were just talking about it right before the show. Hopefully, it doesn't mess with me too much, but things are going well, man. College basketball has been treating me well. I think it's like 12 of the last 14 in a row.
Damn.
So
Okay.
college basketball
All
is
right.
treating me well. NBA is kind of going up and down season, man. Like I can't get a string of good wins, but right now, $2 Tuesday was my on Tuesday. You know, we do our $2 Tuesdays over at Sports Memo. Hit that one. That
Mhm.
was my biggest play of the week so far. Hopefully we just keep going in that direction, man. I wanna get a good string of wins here.
No, facts right there, man. I'm right there with you, man. I'm trying to get a good string of win as well. And it starts today, man. Shout out to my guy Mark, Jesse, Richard, and Max, man. New members of the show, man. I appreciate you guys. My guy Ill, y'all, as well. Hopefully I'm not saying it wrong, man. But my guy Ill, y'all. But yeah, man, let's get straight to it here, man. It's all business here today. They're going down in the chat, man. Post your picks in the chat, man. Post your questions, your picks, your looks, whatever, guys. Let's get this cash, man, in this one, my brothers. Let's go over here. First game up, man. We're going to the streets of Detroit here. We got the Pistons getting 7.5 points here versus the Bulls in this one. Obviously, it's the early game. Everybody wants to bet this game, right? I have everybody hit me up. What do you like in this Bulls game? What do you like in just because it's an early game doesn't necessarily mean that you have to bet it. I know it's going to be the only game on TV, but if you have a strong feel on the game, that's one thing. But I just want to say, guys, you don't necessarily have to bet a game just because it's a super early start. I know you
Mhm.
want to get the day started right, but right? You don't want to get this they start off with a loss as well. So I guess my main thing is don't force a play here just because it's your first because it's the first game of the day, in my opinion. And it's somewhat of a funky start. But Ronald, how you looking at this game? How you looking at it, my brother?
Yeah, this one's tough, right? Because they got to travel all the way internationally. But two things that I was looking at, well, actually, a few things that I'm looking at here. So we have the Bulls here. They're coming off that double-digit win against the Warriors at home. The Pistons, they've been struggling, right? Lost and failed to cover in 5 of the last 6 games. Um, Matchup wise, the Bulls won that first matchup 132-118. They flew over that total, and now you see the total jump up even higher for this game here. Some of the things that I was thinking about, I was actually looking towards the over in this one. The Pistons 12-4 to the over as dogs this season with a total of
Mm.
230 or more. They're averaging 118.8, allowing 123.9. So that's way above what the total is today. Some other things on the Bulls side as favorites with a total of 230 or greater. So I'm looking at that threshold of 230 or greater. They're 2-5 straight up and against the spread, also 6-1 to the over, averaging 121.9, allowing 126.6. If we just put that all together, it seems like they're going to hit that 240 mark today. So I would only look towards the over in this one.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. Man, my whole thing is though with the total, Ronald, because like it's now obviously they're gonna want the over, right? In the early
They're
game,
going to
and
want
it's
the
in
over.
Paris, they're gonna want points. But I just feel like as a basketball player, we know that when you're in a new venue, right, that you've never played in before, and you had to travel across seas as well. And we know the Bulls, as of late, been playing some defense. In my opinion, guys like Patrick Williams is really starting to the Sumno and Williams can really turn this team around defensively, in my opinion. So they somewhat
Yeah.
been locking down defensively. Just the way that I was looking at it is not a bet for me, but I was leaning, especially if Noel and Dern are in there and they at least have a couple centers out there, some rim protection. I was leaning first quarter under and first half under. Now, obviously, it could really open up in the second half. It could even open up started like to the second quarter, but I
Yeah.
really feel like in that first quarter, I could see some jump shots being a little off in this one, man, seeing some bricks.
That,
So that's just the way I'm looking at this game. I'm not a total better. Obviously, the total is all about pace as well and
yep.
about how they're calling the game as well. So I don't have a strong look on this. I was leaning towards the combined team total under the first quarter under,
Yeah.
I believe it was at 57 and the under first half as well. Those are my looks on it. Would like to lean to the Bulls. It's too many points, Ronald. They have owned the Pistons, won 10 straight versus them and 9-1 against the spread as well. And the Bulls have history of playing over there in Paris as well. So it's maybe somewhat of like a little home game for the Bulls. But any other thoughts on this game, Ronald?
Yeah, no, I was gonna say like it's a smart look to take that. If any quarter is gonna go under, it would be that first
Mm-hmm.
as they adjust to that to the new the new venue, just the atmosphere. But I think the pace is going to be really high for the most part. And even if they don't make their jump shots, they're going to have the ability to get those second chance points with the offensive rebounds with the guys that they have
Hmm.
now on the roster, especially if Durden is going to play. He's going to be able to get those putbacks and all that stuff. That's the way that I would look. I mean, but like you said, man, they're going to take some time to adjust. It should probably be that first quarter.
Nah, facts right there, man. Yeah, that's just the way I'm looking at it, guys. I think that's a really sharp look looking at the first quarter under and now, guys. You know, I don't play a ton of totals. Just let me get the official line. So yeah, it's up to 58 now. Is that 57 and a half? It's crazy because that's the lowest quarter as well. That one is at 58. But when you look at the first half, as well, they basically added like them another 60 points to
Yeah,
it in that one, man. So it's
makes
that one's
sense.
at 115 and a half. That's the only way that I could look in that one, but it's not strong enough game. And with it being a funky start time and being played in pairs, it's all the more reason why I don't know what's going to happen. I'm staying off the game. But one I do have a strong feel on, guys. We're going to the streets of Boston here, guys. I'm in the locker room right now. You see what I'm saying? I'm hearing people, they can't wait till this fucking game starts, man. They can't wait till it's over. They can't wait to finally get some revenge over the Warriors. It didn't happen in Golden State. It's not supposed to happen in Golden State. Celtics really hit a wall there on that game. The Warriors played really well at the house. That's where they don't play well, and that's on the fucking road. They're running into a freaking buzzsaw here. I think the Celtics come out here and smoke them. I like the team total, Ronald. I like Celtics trifecta spot, first quarter, first half, full game, halftime, full time, all that shit. This is a Celtics game, in my opinion, man. Yeah, and I believe Jaylen Brown is playing this game as well. So if you like it, might want to hop on it early. I love the Celtics here, Ronald. I like their team total over. I like Warriors team total under. All that shit. How you looking at this game?
Yeah, I think we're kind of aligned here. I mean, I didn't take the spread or anything like that, but I was really looking towards the team total over for the Celtics for the most part. But you might talk me into this to the trifecta here. Warriors, I mean, they've been alternating wins and losses on this road trip. This is the fourth game of a 5-game road trip. First leg of back-to-back games. They have the Cavs on deck tomorrow in
Mhm.
Cleveland, so they still have another road game. The Celtics 7-game winning streak, covered the last 4 games. They're really in good form right now. This is a one-off home game between 3 game road trips, which is a funky travel spot. Because it's gonna be I think a bet off team towards the end of that second road trip. But right now, I think there might be a little bit of over adjustment on the line or the total for that fact. But other than that, dude, if we're looking at the matchup, Warriors won the first one, 123-107, 2.5 point dogs. Total was 237. So they went under after a low scoring second half. I think that first half was crazy. I think a lot of people were surprised that even went under the closing total for the most part. But I think this one they're gonna probably have 2 strong halves here. I think they're gonna go above the total today. But I really want to focus more so on just fading the Warriors and playing the Celtics in this spot because we already know how the Warriors struggle on the road, right? 1-10 straight up, 3-8 ATS, 8-3 to the over as road dogs. If it's a non-conference game, so they're traveling to the East, 1-5 straight up, 5-1 to the over. The average full game margin of those games minus 14.7. So they're losing by double digits for the most part. And if you look on the Celtics side, 5-2 straight up, 2-5 ATS, and 6-1 to the over at home following a road game. But if you look at it from a different angle here, at home versus non-conference opponents, so teams coming from the West to the East, this is where they
Mhm.
take advantage of those teams traveling. Celtics 8-0 straight up, 6-2 against the spread. Average score to 124 per game in that spot. So a lot of things to me really just pointing towards the Celtics team total over, the Celtics in all types of ways, and to the over for the most part. One last thing too on the Warrior side, first leg of back-to-back games, 3-6 straight up, 1-7 and 1 ATS. They're not covering in the first leg of back-to-back games. If you say that their opponent is on the road, so if the game is on the road, so like they are today, 1-6 straight up, 0-7, they haven't even covered a game in that spot, allowing teams to go over their team total in all of those games, and they're averaging 126.3. Opponents are averaging like way above that right now. So I would take the Celtics team total for the most part.
Yeah, I couldn't talk you off there. We drinking tea today, goddamn me. Boston Tea Party. See what I'm saying? I'm all over the Celtics here. I've had this spot circled. They've had this spot circled as well. Obviously coming off 2 road games versus the Hornets and them, but they've had 2 days off. These guys been practicing. They've been getting ready for this game. Guess what the Warriors been doing? They've been over there at the White House and shit with the president and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Having fun, cracking jokes and shit. Well, guess what? It's time for you to get your ass cracked here. I think the Celtics blow them out by 20 plus points, guys. It's just the way I'm looking at it. I don't care what the spread is. The Warriors could actually be a good road team here. I don't care. This is championship revenge. This is the revenge game right here. January 19th. Couldn't wait for this day. It's here. Nothing is guaranteed, but I'm on the Celtics first quarter -2, first half -3.5, full game as well, -5.5 last night. I still like the 6. I still like the 6.5 as well. I think this line closes at 7.5 when Jaylen Brown gets ruled in, guys. So Celtics for me. If you don't like it, you don't have to play. If you like the Warriors, take the Warriors in this one, guys. So I like the Celtics in this one. Halftime, full time, first quarter with the full game money line parlay. All of that shit, man. Team total over, my guy Ronald, all that. But I do think the Warriors team total goes under. It's just me. I think the Celtics lock them down tonight, man. Let's get over here to the next game, man. Let's go over here to the streets of Minnesota here. We got the Wolves getting 5 points at the house versus the Raptors in this one. Gobert questionable. This line shot up last night. It was at 2.5 when I was doing the night show. Then it was 3 start to pop up. Now wake up and it's 5. And I said to myself, Anthony Edwards or somebody must be out in this one. I know the Raptors are playing a lot better basketball. They did piss that one away versus the Bucks in that one. This is their 3rd straight road game as well. But obviously with the Wolves in the rest disadvantage, back-to-back, played their hearts out last night in Denver and kind of could be a letdown because they could have won that game and ended up losing it. It's tough to come back from there, especially going up against a division foe as well. And you know what I'm saying? That was tough loss right there. So I can see a letdown here from the Wolves in this one, Ronald. Ronald, you gotta get some tea over there, my guy.
I got some tea right here. It's not working right now.
Hey, Boston Tea Party. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm in agreement with you here, Jay. We call that an emotional letdown, right? Like you were up against one of the top teams in the league in the 4th quarter. You had that chance to get the big W, and you let it slip away. That's definitely one of those things that I look at as well in my capping process, the emotional letdown spot. If we look at the Raptors here, they're coming off an 8-point loss to the Bucks on Tuesday. That was the second of back-to-back games, though, so that was a tough spot for them. This is the 3rd game in 4 nights, also last of a 3-game road trip. So they're excited to go home, but they do have the Celtics on deck, which is something that they could be looking ahead to. But the Wolves, like I said, I mean that loss yesterday is really disappointing. Definitely an emotional letdown spot. Second leg of back-to-back road to home games. That's a travel spot there that sucks. And then the 3rd game in 4 nights. The reason why you I focus on that second leg of back-to-back road to home is because they've really been struggling in that spot specifically. 0-2 straight up, 0-2 against the spread. They're only averaging 105 points per game in that spot, allowing a 115.5. So they're losing by double digits in both of those games. And then on the on the Wolves side as well, 6-1 to the under in home non-conference games, 6-1 to their team total under in those games as well. They're struggling offensively for the most part in those games. So the Raptors, they've been much better, a much better defensive team for the most part on the season. But in the last 5 games, they've been struggling in that spot. I think as they get a little bit healthier, it's going to come back to the norm where they become that typical Raptors defense. And I think that's a spot that kind of comes back today, right? If the Wolves struggle offensively, Raptors get some momentum and they pick it up energy wise on the defensive side of the ball. So the 2 ways that I would look at this would be the Raptors and also the Wolves team total under. For the most part, I did take this yesterday at -3. It is at -5, which is, I mean, it sucks because you lose some points there, but I think they win by at least 7 points in this one. That's the way that I would look here is the Raptors here.
Yeah, I couldn't talk you off, bro. Like I say, I mean, this one, in my opinion, probably should have got on it last night, in my opinion. But like I say, up to 5, you are getting the worst of the line. But I can't say I can only look Raptors. I don't want to lay points with on the road. Just me personally, I'm off this game. I don't have a strong look on it. So when I don't have a strong look, I stay off. With the Raptors, obviously have the rest advantage as well, major rest advantage, and like you said, it could be an emotional letdown for the Wolves. We don't know if Gobert's playing. We know that Anthony Edwards been dealing with a little hip injury as well. He could possibly be definitely out here as well, guys. Let's go over here to the next game, man. Let's go over here to the streets of Phoenix here, where we have the Brooklyn Nets laying a point and a half. It's up to 2 points now, 2.5 points. They got the info came out that Kyrie's playing, which if you read up, if you follow the beat writers and things of that nature, you should already know that he basically just sat out the last game for a little rest. He was definitely supposed to be back in this one, so probably shouldn't have been waiting around to see if Kyrie was playing this one. Chris Paul was questionable in this one, possibly going to play, but the fact that he ended up sitting out, that he's out here, I could definitely only look Nets here. Obviously, the Suns are a desperation, but they only won one of their last 10 games. They're 1-9 straight up, 3-7 against the spread as well, and they come home off a 4-game road trip as well. So not the best of spots. Suns play a lot better at the house. Problem is with the Nets, they're acting like they don't know how to play basketball anymore without KD. I still lean Nets. The Suns are in shambles. They get back Cam Johnson tonight here, Ronald. What do you think? You think the Suns are in a must-win spot, or do we just continue fading them?
I think we continue fading them. I don't think there's any changes. Like CP3 is out again once again. Before the show, I saw that that update. Kyrie being able to play here, I think that's going to be a huge upgrade. I think, to me, I think the Nets are good. They have enough depth outside of KD to pick up the pieces. I think it's just a quick that initial adjustment, right? KD is such a ball dominant player, obviously one of the best in the league. To lose that and then go into games right away is really tough. But they've gotten, a few games under the belt without him. So I think I think that adjustment period is probably over at this point, especially with Kyrie coming back. And that's going to help a lot. I can only look towards the Nets here. I know Cam Johnson's going to be back. He hasn't played since November. So I'm expecting a lot of rust from that guy.
Rusty.
He's an impact player, in my opinion, for this team specifically. And I think that's the reason why Crowder's didn't play, come back, obviously, because I think they were going to give Cam Johnson more play. And it's warranted. He's a really good player, but I think this rust is going to show in this early part. For the most part, Nets have been playing really good defense since the coaching adjustment, right? And that's one thing that won't change with KD being out, because the last 6 games they've gone under. 8 of their last 9 has gone under, and most of it is because of their defense. And some of those games without KD already. On the Sun side, they're not doing well on offense or defense. They've allowed their opponents to go over in 5 of their last 6 games. So this is a spot here where I think the Nets get right offensively and they continue to play strong defense. And then the Suns, they just continue to struggle on both sides of the ball without Booker, without CP, without some of their main guys. And I think we're getting some value because Cam Johnson comes back and, maybe they take down a point or two. And that's probably why it's at -1.5 to open to begin with. But I think we can only look towards the Nets in this one.
Only looking towards the Nets, and this one, the Suns are in shambles. I'm not going anywhere near this team. I need to see them put together some strong performances, or at least get back to being the team that they were of previous years before I could even look going near them. I want to take Nets here. I could only look Nets, like Ronald said as well. So Cam Johnson, he is a defensive player. You don't get rusty with defense, but when it comes to him shooting those corner threes, which they also depend on him, one of those might hit the side of the backboard here tonight. But defensively, there's no rust with defense, guys. I can tell you that right now. I hadn't played basketball in 4 months. I'll come out there and lock your ass up right now. I'm telling you that right now, guys. But yeah, my guys mentioned as well that Claxton blocks keeps going over. Shout out Chris B. Cappen's show and Nelwyn, man. It's a good look. I don't like what Claxton's doing. He's starting to fight with Jaren Jackson Jr. for Defensive Player of the Year. I don't like it. Just keep note. I'm all over Jaren Jackson Jr. to win Defensive Player of the Year. I took it at +135, -105, and I took it yesterday at -155 once again. As long as he doesn't get injured, Jaren Jackson Jr. is winning the Defensive Player of the Year. I'm all over this shit. Has to, my guy. Let's get it. Last game up. Let's go to the streets of Portland here, where the 76ers are laying 2 points. They are only 1-5 straight up last 6 playing in Portland. For whatever reason, they do not like playing up there. Now, Ronald, we know that the Sixers are 3-0 so far on this 5-game West Coast trip. They're not going 5-0 on this fucking trip. They're dropping one of these games, and I just feel like if they're gonna drop one, it has to be tonight. It doesn't have to. The Kings can run and gun with them, but the Kings don't have a center they can go up with Joel Embiid. So at least the Blazers have a couple big bodies, Nurkic and Jeremy Grant, that they can throw it Embiid here. They have some guards as well that can give Harden fits over there in Damian Lillard, who's hot. That's what I'm noticing. Lillard is fucking hot. He's feeling it right now. Yeah. He's feeling it. He's at the house. He's an underdog. This is a winnable game. No one is taking the Blazers today, Ronald. I can tell you that. I like the Blazers here, Ronald. What do we do? Can you talk me out the Blazers here?
I don't think I can. Yeah, I don't think I can. I'm aligned with you here. for the most part. I mean, Sixers on a 3-game winning streak. You said I don't think they're gonna win all 5 games here on this road trip either. Traveling to the West here. The Blazers coming off of that loss to the Nuggets. This is the first game of a 5-game homestand. They were only on the road for 1 game though, and they had 4 straight home games before that. So they've been kind of sitting pretty at home for the most part. If you think about, this is the first matchup between these two teams, obviously being non-conference. The one thing that I think about here is the Sixers defense when all three of their key players are together. I looked at their record, 9-4 to the over when their big three is available, and for the most part is because they're allowing teams to really score a lot more than they need to. If I look at totals over 230 when all big three is together, they haven't covered a spread in a single game so far this season. 0-3 ATS in that spot. And then one thing on the Blazers side that I saw is, we talk about fading teams on the first game home off a long road trip, right? I looked at the Blazers at home off a 1-game road trip, 2-0 straight up and against the spread in that spot. They beat the Pistons, which obviously they should have, 135-106. But the more impressive game is they beat the Nuggets 135-110. So they beat them by 25 points. Blazers at home versus non-conference opponents with a total of 230 or greater. So when the Bucks expect a lot of points, 3-0 straight up, 3-0 against the spread, averaging 125 per game in that spot. So that leads me to the Blazers or the Blazers team total over. That's the only way that I could look in here.
Bro, I fully believe the Blazers money line is the play here, man. And it was at 2.5 last night. It's coming down to 2. I think it'll close at 1.5. The whole world on the Sixers feels like a little Grizzlies Cavs yesterday to me, my guys. Nobody wants the Blazers, guys. And when you look at a game and see a super short spread, it's like, oh, that should be easy. Think twice about it. I'm not saying that they can't win, but I'm just saying if you feel like something is too easy, it probably is, guys. So for me, guys, I want to take the Blazers. I don't think I'm gonna go official with it, but personally, I'll have someone Blazer. I don't absolutely love it. There's one game that I absolutely love today, but I'm telling you this right now. Blazers win this game, man. I don't give a damn. I don't care what you know. What do you know, man? He said he got some info. I don't need to know the info, though, Bradley. I already know that I like the Blazers. He said he put 7 bands on Blazers last night. I couldn't talk you off. I like the Blazers, man, so I couldn't talk you off there, Bradley. Say he had some inside info. Let's see what, hey, Bradley, hey, come on, you already in the chat. Let us know what the info is, man. But I'm finna get out of here. We finna get out of here, man. That's the show today, guys. We're not here to waste your time. It's 5 games. We went over the games as well. Broke them down. We got the chat popping off. See what I'm saying? We're trying to get some cash every single day. But Ronald, let the people know you've been high over there in college basketball. You do baseball, you do NFL, NBA, all that good stuff, man. Let the people know what you got going over at Sports Memo, my brother.
Yeah, I got 2 college players. I got 2 NBA players. I'm gonna be adding the Celtics team total over. I'm probably gonna be adding the Blazers team total over as well. So those 2 would be the ones that I give out today on the show here. I think those 2 are the ones that I like the most out of what we talked about today. For the most part. Other than that, man, I just love coming on the show, Jay. This is one of my favorite shows to be on. Just always top vibes, just always great talking to you, even before and after the show. People don't know what happens before and after the show, man. The conversations we have and shit is like it's second to none. Sometimes we should record those, and it shows the whole genuine side of everything that we do. You know what I mean? And so I just appreciate you having me on here, even though it's just once a week. It's always fun doing it.
Let's do a weekend show then. Let's do a Saturday. I know you be busy on the weekends, but
yeah, the kids, man, that's all it is.
I'm right there with you. But like, I'm just telling you, because I will try to start doing more weekend shows. If you'd like to find 15 minutes of your weekend Saturday, I'm with it, Ronald. As simple as that, my guy.
Yeah,
so
I'll text you. We'll talk about it.
You let me know, bro. It's up to you. Hey, you let me know, man. But yeah, for me today, guy, and I appreciate this. This show is meant to bring positive energy. It's all positive vibes here. It's no hating. We never hate on anybody, guys. We're always trying to get some cash. We're not focusing on other people, their pockets, what's going on. We're simply come try to win every single day. That's what I want this channel to be about. So I know we're kind of sort of going in a different direction right now, but it's all positive vibes. No hater shit over here, guys. I'm on Celtics trifecta spot, man. That's why I tell everybody that's in my family, all that. If you about some negative shit, I don't even want to be around you. I won't even answer the phone. You see what I'm saying? So even my mom, I'm not here. I don't want to hear no negative shit. It's all positive vibes, and we will win, mom. You see what I'm saying? Celtics first quarter -2. Celtics first half -3.5. Celtics full game -6, -6.5. I don't care. 7.5. I don't care. Celtics by double digits. Celtics by 20 tonight. I think they smoked the Warriors in this one, my guys. Personally, I think the Blazers are the right side. You don't have to take it. I know everybody wants to take the Sixers here. They will drop one of these games on the West Coast. This sleepy spot will get to them at some point. I think it's going to be tonight. Nothing's guaranteed, but I do like the fire blaze them tonight. I know they've been struggling, but this is a good spot, in my opinion, to fade the Sixers, but nothing guaranteed. One game that I care about today, Celtics, trifecta. I like the halftime, full time. I like the first quarter, full game. I like Celtics team total over, all that good stuff, man. The C's for me, C's up. Let's just say I've had this spot circled in this one, guys. Oh, and also lean the Nets as well. The Suns are a strict fade right now. Simple as that. I could not talk you off the Nets tonight, my guys. That's the show. It's all positive energy. It's all positive vibes. We will win, guys. Let's get some cash. Appreciate my guy Ronald as well. Join the channel, become a member. These night shows will be members only. The link is in the description, my guys. Let's get this cash. We will win. We out. Let's fucking go. Triumphant Thursday.